I love sunflowers. And so did Vincent Van Gogh. Vincent Van Gogh created 7 different versions of his sunflower paintings. I got this at Forever 21 in the girls section. Close shit didn't have any gender. So Van Gogh paints the flowers to decorate a room for Paul Gauguin. So who is Paul Gauguin? Is this some sort of homosexual crush? Well, I don't know because I wasn't there, but I'm not judging. Let's start from the beginning. So Van Gogh had a brother by the name of Theo, and Theo used to run an art gallery in Paris. And in this art gallery, they had works by the artist Paul Gauguin. So Van Gogh was obsessed with Paul Gauguin, like obsessed. He loves me not, he loves me not. Oh, these never work. So Van Gogh is living in Arles, and he tells his brother like, hey, why don't you ask Gauguin to come stay here with me? I have space for him and we can paint together and it can just be a bunch of artists doing artist stuff. And so Van Gogh's brother Theo does that. He asks Gauguin and Gauguin says no. He's like, hell no, I'm not gonna go hang out with your brother. He's weird. And he insists and insists and insists. And Gauguin each time says no and no and no. The thing I admire about the Van Gogh brothers is how much they love each other, and Theo really cared for Van Gogh. And since Theo knew how much Van Gogh would be ecstatic if Gauguin went to go visit him, he decided to pay Gauguin to go stay with his brother. What a jerk. So he decides to go visit Van Gogh in Arles because he's getting paid, not because he wants to. I created this painting in 2018, kind of being inspired by Van Gogh's sunflowers, but mine look more like mango slices. So Theo gives the news to Van Gogh that Paul Gauguin is gonna go visit him. He gets super excited and starts cleaning up, decorating his space, and he decides to decorate the space that Gauguin is gonna be in with paintings of sunflowers. Daisies are my second favorite flower. So obviously Theo didn't tell Van Gogh that Paul was going because he was gonna get paid for going. That would have broken Van Gogh's heart. And Theo loved his brother. But on the street was that Van Gogh drank too much, didn't shower, had a really bad hygiene. So you can imagine what that turned into. I finished. But if you like somebody, lávate la cola. Like, nobody's gonna want to hook up with you if you stink. Well, I think some people do like body odor. Well, this is a cute setup. Obviously, they didn't get along. They fought all the time. They bickered. Van Gogh was super messy. Gauguin was just there because he was getting paid. It was a transactional arrangement for him. So it was chaos. So in one of the several fights they had, shit hits the fan. Gauguin's telling him stuff. They're bickering back and forth. Paul Gauguin said, lávate la cola, marrano, te apesta. Van Gogh, you don't appreciate me. You don't appreciate how I admire your work. Throwing stuff away, se hace un desmadre, o sea, casi terminan a golpes. So Van Gogh se pone super mal, se arranca la oreja, he cuts off his ear and then gives it as a gift to a prostitute at a bar nearby. Obviously, him hearing that his brother paid him to be there broke his heart. He was obsessed with Gauguin. But, you know, the sentiment wasn't reciprocated. So that broke his heart. He gives his ear to a prostitute, and then obviously Gauguin leaves. He's like, what am I doing here? I've already created a scene, a spectacle. Van Gogh's ears cut off. What am I to do? So he leaves. But later, Paul Gauguin is such an asshole. I hate him. Later in stories, Paul Gauguin would tell people, oh yeah, I'm the one who cut off his ear. Lies, Gauguin. Van Gogh cut it himself. The moral of the story is don't get obsessed over anyone because they might turn out to be your demise. And I honestly think that Van Gogh's interaction with Gauguin was the beginning of the end for him, which is very unfortunate. So don't ever allow a Paul Gauguin in your life.